Blacked out Jeep Wrangler here again. Welcome back to another vlog. Today we're doing something a little different like we did in our last vlog. Celebrating our 100th upload, just a tad bit now over 100. But doing something super exciting today. We're actually gonna recreate our second video that we uploaded way back in January 3rd, 2016, which had 88,000 views, a little over 88,000 views. Going back to that, we're going to be switching kind of back and forth between those two vlogs with, you know, the new modifications, with my new reviews, with my new insight about the Jeep and practicality and not so practicality. It should be a lot of fun. So this is going to be super exciting to create. I'm sure it's going to be super exciting for you guys to watch as well. First time doing something like this, so keeping our fingers crossed and let's see how everything goes. Stay tuned. Hey YouTubers, welcome to my channel. So something about this vehicle, it's practical. Practicality? I don't know. With a 3.5 inch to 37 inch tires, not that practical for a family. It drives great, really comfortable, and it can be used as an everyday vehicle. It's super high, it's not as smooth, and it's really difficult to get the kids into the Jeep, like into the car seats and stuff, like. And as they get bigger, they're gonna get heavier. So, and we're gonna have to lift them. So good luck to me and my wife. The only thing that would disturb that comfort, in my opinion, is if you actually put on bigger tires, which will give the vehicle a rougher ride. And secondly, if you did lift your vehicle higher, that would also give the vehicle a stiffer ride, depending on the suspension or the spacers that you put on. Secondly, even for my wife to get in, you know, it's she's at 5'4", but it's not as low as like a stock Jeep or anything like that. Also, loading up the stroller for the babies at the back, it's a bit high. So practicality for a single guy, totally. For someone that's a family man with kids, not too practical with 37 inch tires and a 3.5 inch lift. But other than that, if it is stock, or if you just do what I've done with the 33 inch tires, it's still pretty comfortable. You do hear the vehicle's tires rolling on a higher speed. You do hear a hum, but if you're used to that and if you can deal with that, then you're pretty good. I got a Flowmaster exhaust on. It's pretty loud. I'm gonna open my window so you guys can hear it. It is not a quiet Jeep, far from quiet. And we're dealing through tight corners here in my parking garage with this vehicle, and as you can see, it does just fine. let's just reverse this Jeep up a bit. We got a car coming up. All right. But very quiet. The people used to actually say in the early days that Jeeps are really noisy, and they would actually still tell me before purchasing the Jeep that you know, it's quite noisy and stuff like that. But I'm assuming if you do actually get something like a soft top, you would hear a lot more noise. But with what I got, it's really quiet. Tight corners and stuff like that, it's gotten worse. It's definitely gotten worse with the bigger tires, and you know, not much you can do about that. So it's not as practical having like a stock Jeep or like a small vehicle or a small car. Now I gotta fix this exposure over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually rotate the camera towards the outside so you can get an idea of how high we are in comparison to the other vehicles that are around us. It's pretty nice, it's pretty high, and yeah, let's do that. The minivan on my left is definitely lower than us, and the RX 350 Lexus in front of us is definitely lower than us. So I'm gonna actually turn the camera around to show you the height of the Jeep in comparison to the other vehicles that are around me. The vans, the cars, the pickup trucks, other big cars. Let me turn the camera around. Alright, so we're passing by an Audi. There's a van. We're all a lot higher, as you guys can see, a lot higher. I just saw a stock Jeep. So I'm gonna actually pull over to one of these aisles here. There's a Ford F-150, and we're about the same height as that. Let's see if I can bend this corner here. There's a stock Jeep right over there, and there's a Ford found on road dead. Okay, this guy's just reversing up. You can see the height, man. You can definitely see the height. It feels like awesome. You honestly feel like you're the king of the road. Damn, look at that rust on that van. The Jeep, I'm really glad I did. Now the question is, after driving it for 2 years and like accessorizing it to the way I've accessorized it, the question lies that am I still happy with the decision of going with the Jeep Wrangler? The answer is yes. I'm super happy with it. I love the fact that I've been able to accessorize and customize it the way I've wanted to. It's been expensive though, like really expensive. I've spent over $10,000 on this Jeep, accessorizing it. A lot of stuff have been given to me just because we're in the business of promoting companies and brands as well here on YouTube. But yeah, it's I always think to myself, had I gone for another vehicle that you cannot build like a Lego, would have I been a tad bit richer? I think so. But yeah, you know what? It's fun. I love it. And my wife and kids, well, my kids can't really talk yet, but my wife doesn't say much. We'll have to actually get her on board in the next few vlogs and get her opinion about how everything has been built and how does she like everything, including the exhaust and all that good stuff. As practical as can be. I mean, it's very comfortable, very quiet. Definitely an everyday car. Is it super quiet? Nah. It's quite noisy. Right now, driving on the streets as I am, it's not too bad. It's not that practical, just because of all the stuff I've done to it. The 3.5-inch lift, the 37-inch tires. A little difficult for people to get in and out of the Jeep. Talk about comfort. I'd say, you know, going over bumps and stuff, you feel it a bit more after the change of suspension and stuff. It is a bit more rough. About the quietness, honestly, after getting the exhaust done and having that light bar that whistles only when it's really, really windy, it's far from quiet. And as the Jeep gets a bit older, you start to hear other sounds that rattle. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a Jeep. And my wife takes this whenever I'm not taking this to work, and she's extremely comfortable with it. Does my wife like it? We'll have to ask her. And in the next video, we will be installing baby seats and showing how that actually works with the Jeep. I got car seats at the back, baby seats that are facing the rear end, and it's totally working. Totally working. This is the second set of baby seats that we've gotten at the back there, and the second set that we have now is a bit bigger for babies that get heavier and larger. Soon these baby seats will be facing forward, and I've been told it's going to work out just fine. So my main purpose for these videos is to show everyone that a guy or a gal can actually purchase this Jeep and use it every day, be it single, be it married, be it expecting baby or babies in our case. Totally practical, and would suggest this to everyone. Practicality about having baby seats at the back and carrying a family in your Jeep is still possible, and it still is practical to some extent, and I'm here talking about that. So after 2 years of owning my Jeep, I can say it still works. I'm going to be showing you a garage. We're going to be entering our garage, and going to explain that there is nothing to worry about if you're considering a Jeep. So general clearances are about 6 foot 6 inches and can go up to 7 feet at times. The Jeep stands at about 5'11" to 6 feet. This Jeep is standing at 6'5". That's including my 37-inch tires that I mentioned, my 3.5-inch lift. So my garage that I park at has a clearance of, let's go buddy, has a clearance of 6'8". You're at a level now when your Jeep sits at 6'5", where it's a hit and miss with some parking garages, especially if you live in a urban area, downtown or in the city, somewhere where you gotta park in garages from time to time, in underground garages. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'm gonna show you how it is parking in my garage, 6'5", with a clearance of 6'8". I had to measure the garage and I had to measure everything just to make sure that this Jeep was able to go down properly. Let me flip the camera around. Just about there with the 33-inch tires, and we've clearly made it. We got some pipes and it seems like water pipes and such up ahead, but generally speaking, if you're worried about getting a Jeep and not being able to make clearance through garages, you can definitely make it. And from what I think is, even if you did lift the Jeep up by about 4 inches, I think it would still make it clear. You would still make it safely down a condo garage. That's my light bar. give you guys the best of the best. So I have some height above me. I don't know if I'll make this mirror. Yeah, I make that mirror. Always wondered about that mirror. And I always wondered about that tag. Guys, let me know what you think about this car. A lot of you guys are probably Jeep owners as well. So I'd like to see what your opinion is as a Jeep owner when you see a flashy gold BMW like that. I'm sure it's definitely a change looking at the Jeep then and now, and just the way I present myself then and now. I honestly hate going back and looking at videos like that, honestly do. But it's just awesome to see how the Jeep has transgressed into what it is now. So hope you enjoyed it, hope you had fun. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like, share, and Jeep just empty every pocket. Blacked out Jeep Wrangler's headgear provided by Silent Statement. Check out the link below the video.
I've been running around solo. I've been through a lot, dodging thoughts, it might be alright. I might be alright, even not tonight. Take another sip, baby, take your time. Attention was a big deal. Grown up, don't rush, it's hard to be real. This connection I don't feel. Redemption, that's a done deal. I've been fighting with these inner demons. Fighting with these inner demons.